Ladies and gentlemen, how is it going? Also, why is that like that? Still a little not great. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, how are you this fine day? It is Thursday. We are in Genshin. Feels abnormal. Have been here for a hot minute, but hopefully we'll at the very least have some fun with a character that looks very cool. Lone Surrogate popped in way ahead of time and said, hello. Spoiler alert, Cyno, he's just kind of alright. Great. Awesome. Man, I don't know. What is it? Maybe Electro is in such a good state now, and I haven't played the game for a couple months, but you think with Electro, they'd be like, it scaled things up because Electro seemingly is in this weird spot. But maybe with Dendro, it completely turned, and now it's like fire and water mean nothing, and Electro and Dendro are all that matters. I still think Vaporize seems to be pretty good, but some of you guys will have to, talk to me about that. But regardless, excited to jump in and try out your boy. Also, made a video about Cobalt B, and oh boy, I'm happy the way it turned out. Also, very excited for the character. Every time I kept like reviewing the footage and making sure it was all like the video was put together, was overjoyed. Whenever I kept seeing the gameplay, I'm like, God damn, looks clean as hell. Just fucking. Also, oh wait, so Bolty says, regarding your Cobalt video, rumors had it that Cobalt's matricy might be altered a bit to balance things out. What does that mean? Because her what do you mean, Bolty? Let me explain that, please. Because for me, I'm not sure. I'm kind of waiting for other people to upload their Cobalt B videos so that I can see if how off I was, because I'm not a very good percentage base. Like some people I think were saying that like Frigg in hindsight actually got nuked to the point of like it was like 300 or maybe less percent damage, but it was like a pretty sizable amount even though it didn't look that bad. I think for Frigg I think it might have been pretty nuts, but for Cobalt I kept trying to look at the numbers expecting like to see 35 to drop down to like 22, because she went from 5 to 10 status, or sorry, 12 shatter, so that's quite the big jump. And honestly, I think the shatter bonus that we were given outweighed the negative that I seen within her skills, because I only seen that a couple skills went from like 35 to 33. And stuff like that. Although I didn't see her E skill, I didn't look at that one yet to see what the comparison is. But regardless, apparently people are saying it's pretty. Well, actually, I don't know if people are saying that that's where a lot of her damage comes from. Cobalt B, I mean. But yeah. But yes. Also, I have no idea what we're gonna do in the game outside of testing the new Wolf Boy because, or Cat, whatever. Because yes, I have not played this game in a long time. I'm not gonna be able to play it well because I haven't played it forever. They're very different games. Genshin and, of course, Tower Fantasy. Bolty says, people said that the 4 set goes to the 2 set bonus, and the 2 set to the 4 set. Okay. Interesting. So just the base, so the dodge thing will go, like the weird like dodging stuff goes to the bottom, that's the 4 piece, and the 2 piece remains the one that's like scales up damage over time effects. When I looked at her matricy, it didn't look like it, at least to me, it was like gonna just dumpster Crow's artifact set, which was just a nice critical scaling and stuff like that kind of artifact set, nor Ruby, you know what I mean? Ruby's, I think from memory serve, is way more like DPS focused, but dude, I think that would be something that I'd be super excited about. Let's take off Genshin stream because, yeah, we're talking like one thing. But that's one thing that to me really makes sense and I quite like. But it's the idea that, how do I put this into proper words? It seems like Cobalt was shifted to the support class, where she is now, like, she has an ult that basically cleanses yourself as well as deals damage. She's also a range character that shoots out many projectiles in an AoE, and now all of those projectiles happen to have shatter. Also, she seems to be scaling off of attack, at least I think so, and Bolty said something about or no, maybe it wasn't Bolty, it was somebody, who said that, like, the way shatter works is scaled off of attack. That's why the shield girl is so good at breaking shields. But yes, but anyways, then the reason why I'm excited is because I'm really hoping that Cobalt is put into the like AoE support character kind of role, but still can be damage dealer, good AoE, but not good single target. And I'm hoping, really hoping that Ruby, this girl that's literally covered in like bandages and has this like hovering AI snake that follows her, I hope that she is like the just fucking straight on DPS, like single target DPS, I should say, which she already kind of is because of her hold charge is just like a laser beam. But it would still, and also all of her kit seems to be like that. But they also gave her resonance, so I'm hoping that they changed that resonance out for something just good DPS wise, because it would be really cool to see this like tiny little girl who can just devastate people, rather than her be kind of like that, but also kind of support based. You know what I mean? And even if you look at her artifact set, Ruby's artifact set, it still screams that it's like a DPS artifact set. At least I think. I breezed by it one time and I thought, God damn, and then I forgot what it was. But I remember my response to it of being like, okay. Anywho, let us jump back in Genshin. Let us test out Cyno? Cyno? How do you say it? Lone Syndicate said, Lone Syndicate, you were here the whole time I was talking? I just mentioned that, what do you call it? You were here early and now late. But you, also, did they make everything tinier? These words up top look tinier, don't they? The words where I was? Weird. Anyways, I don't know how to play this game. I think we go hold this button down and then we go this way. There we go. Oh my God, there's so much. We got Razor. How dare you bring Razor back into the story when what's his name is here? We also got a free character. Do I just literally press to claim? Holy shit. Okay. I did not expect it to be that easy. Well, look at that, guys. We got Dendro and a cute little, her little pet thing is hella adorable. Anyway, this is why we're here, folks. We have Cyno and we have what's her name? Candace or something. Candace. Lone Syndicate, you said Cyno, not it. Just not it. But how is Candace? Or whatever her name is. We'll get to her later. But let us test out the character I most want. Well, actually, the fact that Lone Syndicate came in here and said, it's okay. It makes me feel good. Because this is the one character where I was hella tempted. This and the Fox girl, who looks amazing. She's like tan and whatnot. Massive. I don't know if I like his look as much. His face and shit is wicked, but his tiny little boy body is like looks like a twig, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not sure, but his face and the crazy hairstyle and the glowing eyes, the kind of emo goth thing, not the worst. Also, his little tiny knees be showing. Oh, he's doing some of that shit though. That's pretty gnarly. Anywho. Boldy says, but I highly doubt it. But we will never know unless her banner gets out. Yeah, I'm curious, man, because Cobalt seems like she has a lot of front-loaded things. You know what I mean? Like just the resonance is nice. Her outfit, her 3-star one to me is not even near as cool as her first one, and she doesn't seem to have. Also, that looks crazy. But yeah, she doesn't have to seemingly has all this crazy stuff, so I'm just kind of like, this is great. This is an absolute win. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting pretty. Bodhi says, yeah, Ruby's discharge is kind of OP when it comes to them. Okay. Well, wait, but Bodhi, doesn't that mean that the discharge? Doesn't any character that has a high discharge is kind of like a side, not like you shouldn't be playing them as your main DPS weapon? Doesn't that kind of cannibalize that in a way like that? Because that's what I was thinking for most other characters, because you have to not use a weapon to then build charge with the other weapons. So does that mean that Ruby's like, yeah, she's a good DPS, but she's meant to be used as like the Energizer Bunny on the side, and then Cobalt maybe, or whomever you're fighting is able to attack consistently in that way. Lone Syndicate says, what's up, Lone Syndicate? Me? Nothing too much. My day kind of got cannibalized. You ever feel like sometimes, like when you're going through life, you understand the value and importance of others' time, and then people don't really understand yours? A little bit of that today. A little bit of that today where I was like, I guess I'll make it work, and then, you know, like sometimes it just keeps happening. Sometimes it's like the next thing, and there's more things, and you're like, well, I just did this one thing for you, and they're like, yeah, but you did it. And I'm like, yeah, but I made time for that. Anyways, people get busy, and things happen. But today was one of those days where I had something to do, and then a person said, can you do this? And I said, and I haven't said no in like a long time, and also I'm not in a place to really feel comfortable saying no to some people who really do a lot for me, you know what I mean? So it was one of those days where I got set back because I couldn't plan around others needing me, I guess, which was a little unfortunate, because I was supposed to do my research day and I haven't been able to do it for 2 weeks, and I fucking hate that because the research and recon for YouTube stuff is really extremely helpful. But it's also good to know that, like, it's good to step away from it so that you can autopilot do it, which I did find that was helpful, which comes from a book that I love to bits that I've known forever. It's called With Winning in Mind by Lenny Basm, I believe. I've talked to you guys about it probably the most, yeah, the book still reigns true, which is basically do something consciously for as long as you can muster, and then let go entirely and let your subconscious take control, and then it'll become second nature. But anyways, Buddy says, I'm ahead to sleep. I have a test tomorrow. Yeah, go to sleep. Thank you so much for stopping by, Buddy. Hopefully we can talk more tomorrow. I'm going to get up 5 hours to write some notes. Yeah, do that. Make sure you study good, or prepare good beforehand. Lone Snicket says, for whatever reason, the stream didn't start for me. Uh-oh. You ready to test Cyno? I hope so. We'll see. Oh, man, it's so weird. It's so weird not having a double jump. It feels so fucking blech. Anyway. How do we sprint? We sprint there. Okay. We have O. Oh, his attacks feel good though. Maybe it's just been a hot minute since I played, but those feel quick and feel like very like fuck you, fuck you. Sometimes it's slow, but that feels quick, and it does have its input is pretty low. Like the recovery to the next swap is a little bit of time. It's funny because you're going so fast. You're like, can you just feed into like a quick attack again? You know, what's its charge look like? Always the classic spinny people. Nah. Do you think they would change that eventually, the spin? But not bad. What is this? Actually, I don't even know what his kit does. Let's look at it. I've not looked at his kit at all. I just hear people tell me that he's right up my alley. What did they build him at for? He has good crit rate, scaling, energy recharge, anything that stands out. No? Okay. So it's not like a weird character. We have to build him in some sort of strange way, with like a ton of HP or something. His weapon, I'm sure, is broken and absurd. It looks great. I think it's one of the cooler spears. The equipped character gains 52% of their element of mastery as bonus attack. Oh, so you do want element of mastery with this weapon, at least. That seems like it'd be good for Shao. Oh no, who's not Shao? Some character who scales off element of mastery, I thought. Maybe not yet. When an elemental skill hits an opponent, the Dream of Scarlet Sand effect will be granted. For 10 seconds, the equipped character will be gaining 28% elemental damage as stack bonus. That's crazy. So you get more damage, just feeds into itself over time. Sounds very good. And new artifact set within 8 element of mastery within 8-second trigger action. Okay. That's a lot, man. They really need to find a way to summarize some of these things. The 4 pieces are getting more and more fucking dense. Super huge. Anyways, what is he doing? First of all, does his one of things scale? Doesn't seem crazy. Not like, I think most I've ever seen is 60 and 70. So he's only a little bit above that, but maybe that's better. I don't know. Haven't played the game in a while. What does his abilities do? Perform a swift thrust, dealing electro damage in the opposite, an opponent along the path. Okay, so just an AoE. That's less fun. When Cyno is under that thing by Scarlet Rate, Wolf's swiftness, he will instead unleash a mortal right that deals thunder electro damage and extends the duration of Pass Swarm. Got it. Can't be bothered too much to understand. And this is not like this is the wolf form. This is just a quick little dash. That's kind of okay. How does it scale at least? Is it like a? It's not meant to look like it's. Yeah. What is it? It's giving you a passive buff, but I don't know what the buff does. Anyway, this is what we want. Okay. Call upon divine spirits to indule him morphing like morphin time. Anyways, into the he summons forth the demon wolf. Got it. Normal attacks, plunge attacks, everything gets converted to electro and cannot be overridden. Cyno element of mastery and resistance is interrupted. It will increase and gain immunity from electro damage. Okay, so he scales off of element of mastery through his electro. That makes sense. So I guess he did have a higher abundance of element of mastery. I just didn't see it. This effect cancelled. Cyno leave. Yeah, he leaves. Gotcha. So it's basically like Razor. Any of these? Oh, these are the things that it gives special utility to his E. Damage to right. Off of 3 Dust Stalker bolts that deal 100% of damage. Dust Stalker bolts. Okay, elementals skill damage. Okay. Huh. How do I trigger that? Just by activating his E? Why did they just put that in his E? I guess they just need to spread some stuff out. Values based on his element of mastery. So he does scale off of his element of mastery, it seems like. So never mind. It is one of those weird characters we have to build him for that. Normal attack damage, element of mastery, dust bolt, and his talent. Yeah, so everything's, wow. Everything scales off element of mastery. And you were saying that people didn't really say he didn't rock anyone's socks crazy. Oh, maybe that's also why. They didn't give him fucking nothing element of mastery wise, and that definitely seems like how he scales. Although maybe Lone Cynic will tell me that it's not quite what I think. Also, what's good, Raven? What's good? What's good, Zer? Hope you all having a lovely day. Zer being far too sweet for me, saying, Grin, how come you haven't come in the most popular? You give me entertainment and the big it's incredibly sweet, my friend. Tell other people that. But as long as I have people like you, I'll keep going, buddy. But appreciate you. I'll do my best. I'm doing my best to try to work within the ecosystem to then be okay. But there's so much to learn, and it's probably gonna take me a good bit to where I can start actually doing good. Then there's just about getting a wave of momentum, like a game that's just out, and I know now that I practice with Tower Fantasy and whatnot, and hopefully with some meme video funness and share Grim, and then I can hit the ground running whenever there's a trend or something that I'm truly passionate about that I can kind of carry and be one of the first people to start producing what could maybe considered good content in that space. But largely, there is an element to showing up first or being into the door first. Like that's one of the things I've seen in Tower Fantasy, which was really cool. Same thing that people seen in Genshin, which was anyone who streams the game and also can justify making some sort of quick video content, maybe even with their streams, and then like editing it into a video. We're one of the first people who uploaded the videos, and one of the first people who got that momentum in Tower Fantasy or whatever game you cover. But regardless, do my best, sir. Thank you. All right. Let's use his E and his abilities, and let's play. I'm also kind of scared to play like Genshin because I haven't played it for such a long time. Here we go. Okay. And that's on a 5-second cooldown. The good news is that's on a pretty fast cooldown as far as Genshin's concerned. Most things are on like an 8-minute cooldown. That seems to be on a 7. It's better, 12 usually is what the worst of it is. Anyways, let's do this. Also, there's another character I haven't played with yet. She hucks a weird boomerang. Kind of cool. What are the seeds on the ground? I don't know. You do probably. You definitely probably do. Oh, if I hit the seeds, does something happen? Also, we have this. We're gonna pop out that. That comes back fast. Actually, no, it doesn't. It just looks like it did. This. Oh, that looks epic. That does look very cool. Oh my god, his attack speed is pretty monstrous. Wait, so if I dodge, wait, I'm a little confused. I thought I did like a... Oh, I hit the wrong button. I kept hitting square for no reason. Shit. Well, we can do danger things. This looks awesome. That looks very cool and quite satisfying. He also like lunges at people. What's with the weird like little eye of Cyron looking at me? Okay, his charge, he covers a lot of ground movement wise. I like that. That's clean. Fuck it, we'll use Barbara's thing just to maybe apply some wet statuses. Meant to do this. Does he take damage when he uses this thing? I'm just getting lit up. He feels like he like slaughters enemies quite quickly, but maybe not. I don't know what it is, but like his first attack, it says like 5,000, but it seems like it just nukes them, you know? DPS wise, all whales say that Ruby's discharge makes up like 90% of her total damage. Yeah, but is that whales? I want to know what the hell they feel, you know what I mean? Yep, I've been there before. It gets old after the second and third time it happens. Oh yeah. When people keep asking things of you, yeah. Well, it's not even that they keep asking. It'd just be cool to be like, hey, I know you're busy. Would you do this would you have time 2 days from now? And then ask, you know what I mean? Rather than be like, all at once. And they're kind of like, I guess I can try to move stuff around. And then they kind of look at you as like a well, you could do this, right? And it's like, well, no, I did a lot. Took a lot for me to work around that the first time, you know. But also, yeah, sometimes you feel like you owe it to this person to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's hard to describe. Raven said hello, sir. Hello, Raven. Also, Lone Snickers, it's also Grin. I've seen the Dendro Archon kit, and it's very confusing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like to hear that. I don't like to hear that at all. So the base attack actually is... Well, that's not good. Why can't they just make a character that's a spear user who has just good base attack without having to activate an E or an alt or something like that? Kind of like Razor, actually. Razor was just his base attack scaling and physical damage was just good. Instead, they're like, no, you have to, grind out, what do you call it, energy for 20 years. And it's like, oh, it's not bad. It's not that bad. But I think it'd be nice just to have a character that can perform, you know what I mean? Also, what is his E? Oh, his E comes back. Hell, he's exactly like Razor. He's actually exactly like Razor, yeah. It's like the identical character. Well, one of these has a lot of AoE. I will say he does feel quite a bit faster and in a lot of ways better than... Oh, wait. Is that a weird thing with him? If I activate my E, it looks like when that eye comes out, if I activate my E in that moment, then it almost looks like it did a... Yeah. Okay, that is how that works. Yeah, there's a special like twinkle whenever you do that. So you want to time that? Is that like does that prolong his ult? It looks like it. Definitely looks like it. Definitely seemed like that lasted a lot longer. He feels awesome to play, actually. As much as I love my boy Razor, he does feel mechanically like what Razor probably should have been, with like faster attack speed and all that kind of stuff. And then his E is involved with his attack, like it changes. Instead of just a generic stab, it becomes something crazy. What's good, Max? And Max says, "Hello, Grin. How's it going? It's going pretty good, Max." Also, Lone Sticker says, "Here, I'll sum it up, Grin. When you burst, the eye appears on screen, then you use his skill to do more." Is it more damage? It felt like it lasted longer. Maybe I thought it reset it, or gave you a little more cooldown or time to use his ult. Maybe that's not it. But Lone Sticker says, "Hyper Bloom." What's that mean? Boldy says, "Oh, by the way, you still have a Borderlands video still up. Maybe you forgot about it. Wonderlands." Give me a sec then. Before I forget that, that's actually incredibly important to know. Thank you so much for telling me. Give me a sec, guys. I gotta go fix something. I guess I'll use the, not that. We'll go back to this, close that, open up this. We'll go to Video Manager. I thought I got all them, but I guess not. Yeah, weird. One survived. Maybe just didn't sequence that one. Thank you for letting me know, Bolty. Let me just check the other ones real quick. Good. Yeah, it was weird. By the way, it started to help. I noticed that my numbers started getting more consistent, which makes more sense. So that was a good call to do. For now, I do want to put them up eventually, but yeah, for right now, it was a good call. Because yeah, my numbers started balancing out to where I can see a gradual change as the algorithm starts to be like, is this right? That's right. This is also right. Okay, that's also right. And then it starts to become smarter, basically. Rather than like, is this? No, it's not right. What's going on? Lone Sticker says, "Here's some of the burst eyes, appears damage. So you want a physical..." I think I just want a character, Lone Syndicate. I say I want. I honestly, to be fair, at this point, I don't really know what I want when it comes to Genshin. But I think I want a character that just feels like they're just stable when they're just being in use. Like the idea that you're always gonna have to activate your thing and then basically be on cooldown. Like every character that I've ever played that's a DPS has some sort of like activated E and then a surge of power. But everything without that activation is trash. So then you're always like either on cooldown. It just feels bad to basically be sitting there and being like, all right, well, I guess I'll switch to my characters and build up some charge for them, I guess. And is he back? He's back. it just doesn't feel as fun. Like, that's what I loved about Razor, is where you didn't need to activate your E, especially when running around the overworld. You could just go hit, dead, hit, dead. If you had a bunch of enemies around you, then you would Hulk out and then just shred everybody. But with him, it seems like it's still the same thing, where it's like a Hu Tao, it's like a Shao, where it's like you activate your ult and then you just wreck. Which I would be cool to see a character that like maybe does not have the most like, insane ult damage scaling, but good, decent ult scaling, and his E and his normal attack is just good, so where it can nuke down most common enemy mobs, you know? I feel the same way with Raiden Shogun, where like I love her to bits, but it's annoying for me to not go into the next encounter or be like, I'm gonna wait to activate my ult because I know it's gonna instantly kill this guy, and then I'm gonna have to like build up charge again, and she actually has a longer cooldown, so when you are depleted, it's a little fucky. Stuff like that, to where like it would be cool to have a character that is just consistent and does like physical scaling. With the only one that I could see that being is Eula, but she attacks very slowly to me, and yeah, also has a lot of weird stuff going on, to where she's kind of, I don't know, I feel like out of all the characters, Eula, and some people may not agree with this because they've had her for such a long time where it's become second nature, but she seems like there's a lot going on. Simply put, a lot going on. It's cool, there is a timing to that, so you can pre-do it if you're wanting to be mid-maxy. I will say, this guy does seem like he's taking damage. Does he get hurt when or is the enemy just hitting me? I say that beforehand, but yeah. Also, I don't know if his E scales harder than everything else. Yeah, see, like this, where you're like kind of like, well, I guess I'll hang out. I guess it does come back in within itself, so I guess it's not that bad, as long as you're not switching off of him. Seemingly will be okay. Activate the breastplate, and everything's dead. Honestly, I like him a lot. I think his wolf form is iconic. It's excessive. He looks rad. He attacks very quickly. I like the spear throw at the end there, just whop. I also like the smash, like the augment to his E. His E also comes back immensely quickly. And yeah, I like also that when you use your charge attack, he does this lunge crazy thing. I'm not sure if it can be spammed, probably not. But ultimately, a fine character. Like Lone Syndicate said though, I didn't feel like the feeling when we got to mess around with Hu Tao, or the feeling that we got to mess around with even Itto in the test run, was like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's just, not only does it feel like easy to do, but also it feels excessive, you know what I mean? Like Itto, you basically just throw cow, pop ult, hold down, everything gets clapped, you know? Maury says, where's Deathverse? Maury, Deathverse is out right now for those guys who do not know. You guys should go play it. You guys should go play it and then send me gameplay on our Discord, let it Genshin tab, or let it die tab, and specifically at me, hopefully, in that as well, so that I can find your gameplay footage, so that I can make a video for it, because I cannot play it yet, because I'd be playing it on an old console that I haven't updated in a long time, and I'd rather not. I'd rather wait until it comes out on PC. I also don't want to make progress in something that I'm not going to actually get progress in. But if you guys have gameplay that you would be willing for me to make a video about, talk over, explain the cool strats and plays that you guys were able to do, I'm open to doing that. But otherwise, yeah. Also, yeah, I would like to do that on this channel. Like 1 or 2 videos every couple months to be like, hey, here's Deathverse, here's all the fun things that people are getting up to. That'd be nice. I also don't know if that's the best course of action for the channel though, because I don't plan on playing that game every day and like streaming it every day, so therefore it could fuck with the perception of what the system sees me as, and it might start pushing me towards that. Well, the predominant game we play on here is Tower Fantasy, so it may not work, but I still would like to do that. Yeah, I think hopefully we can net the algorithm in the line with knowing what we are, but with a kind of a strange twist where there's this weird game called Deathverse every now and again. But yes. Lone Syndicate says, it also adds 4 seconds to his burst. I thought so. Okay, his burst with the max duration of 18 seconds. So if you do that twice, it makes his burst on the 1-to-1 cool. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. A lot of characters, for whatever reason, do not get the back-to-back feature, and it just makes them feel clunky. Whereas that one, it's like, no. This is a reward mechanism for you performing good or really well. So I like that a lot. That makes sense. Good things. Oh, also, the game is muted. The game is muted. Let me fix. I'm sure he was screaming at us the whole time when he was slashing up shit. I feel bad that we couldn't get to hear it. Also, we might do the event, probably do the event. Hopefully we can. Hopefully it's not like, you need to do this whole ass quest. And I'm like, well, great. I'm behind months. So, ugh. Give me the primo gems and that weird fruit that or whatever it's called. I don't know what it is. All right, let's check out Candace. Lone Cynic, I don't think ever replied to us on it. Well, he probably did. I just missed it. But, what do you call it? I'm not sure if he replied to how people are feeling about her. How do people like Candace? Also, Max says, how's it going? It's going pretty good, Max. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for asking. Sorry, my mouth was covered. You can also get particles in his... Oh, shit! So this is one of those characters that actually is efficient. So maybe that's one of the things. Maybe people are like, he doesn't nuke things in 2 seconds, but his quality of life of operation just seems to be more steady state. I like the way she looks. She looks great. She looks real good, actually. I did not realize how, like, some characters, when you see them from afar, don't look that great, but in game, look pretty good. Look pretty good. Give me that, like, Egyptian type vibe. It's awesome. Anyways, also, she walks like she rules shit. That might just be every character in Genshin, though. You know what I mean? Powerful women in Genshin. Okay, so she is also a spear user. Oh, and they gave her the catch. She's a 5-star, right? Why did they give her the catch? Oh, I guess because she's probably going to have a rerun with a special weapon and they can't do 2 reruns at the same time. Makes sense. I like her spear attack. Is she like a tanky? Is this Genshin's first tank? Everyone has that same spin. Although she fucking lands like a... awesome. Those heels going to break her heel immediately. Let's see what she's all about. I have not looked at this character either, but she looks great. I like the way she looks a lot. She reminds me of a character from a game called... Yeah, a game called The Darkness. There's like the Evangelist or whatever it's called, or the Light, and she has the same kind of look, I guess. So in theory, you could back-to-back his ult. You can also get particles back. Also, Lonsky says, also speaking of Wonderland Grin, remember how I made a joke about Chaos floor 75 after they did floor 50? They updated it to floor 100. I didn't know that. Great. They also, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but Todd Howard, not Todd Howard, I can say that, Randy Pitchford, same monolith, not really, but yeah, anyways, he made a video saying to their earners that Wonderlands was one of the most best games, and their expectations got blew out of the water, and everyone's quite worried that that could have meant the worst thing, which is not only did people buy Wonderlands, not only did people buy the extraordinarily low, like beforehand we used to buy a season pass and you would get 2 fucking massive expansions, and every single game that they released, the expansions have been getting less and less and less, ultimately for Wonderlands having fucking nothing, basically a room for the same price. With, of course, the takeaway and worry that some people have in the Borderlands community and the Wonderlands community is that, oh, maybe Gearbox and 2K are getting the absolute wrong message, which is you can do less, significantly less, like almost an 1/8 of what you did, and people will still pay you an amount that is still substantial. God, I hope not. God, I hope not. Fingers crossed that's not the case, but regardless... to me, if anything, for Wonderlands, I look back on it now that I'm a little bit out of it. It seems like almost like a lot of choices were made, but it just seems like that was the ultimate limiter, essentially. Like a lot of good choices were made, actually. Like the end game was interesting; they had a replayable thing, but ultimately, if they thought that was going to be enough to replace the hours of content that you people would spend $10 for a whole ass DLC, a whole bunch of new maps, a whole bunch of new legendaries, even new characters, and that's crazy. But anyways, regardless, enough about Wonderlands. That's disgusting. They added another 100 levels because everybody uniformly, I never seen one person that said I love grinding chaos levels past X, which is nuts. Anyways, move on. Let's move on because I'll just get I'm gonna start to pollute myself. All right, we have a lot of health. We have not a lot of defense, not a lot of attack. We have not a lot of element of mastery. In fact, we have none. She has a lot of energy recharge, which is interesting. I want you scales of health and energy recharge. Let's see. Weapon, she has the catch. It's cool. Is she a 5-star? Is she a 5-star? I think she's a 5-star. I think she's a 5-star. What does her skills look like? Oh, really? No, Alone Sinking says no, Grin. She's a 4-star. I was under the impression that she's a 5-star. That makes more sense. I thought you uploaded 2 5-star banners. That's nuts. But anyways, no, that makes more sense. Huh? Does she at least scale better? Actually, yes. Ha! The what I would have determined to be DPS tank or DPS character and more of a tank has better scaling on her non-ulted attacks. Hilarious. Her charge doesn't do anything special. Yeah. All right. So we have. Oh, she's a water character. Style is captivating, a wandering off an entity, a tide fall. Gotcha. Tap is a. Oh, she has two different types. Rush. Rushes forward with her shield, dealing hydro damage to the opponents in front of her. Okay. Hopefully that comes back fast. The hold raises her shield to block incoming attacks. Oh. From nearby opponents, forming a barrier that absorbs damage from her max HP. The barrier lasts until 20, or the elemental skill is released. Gotcha. So she's basically a Bido for a certain period of time. Candace will finish charging, and then the skill button is released, and the skill duration expires. Or when the barrier is broken, she will perform a leaping strike. Deals hydro damage in front of her. I'm sorry. I'm great. I'm good. But to me, the first thought I had was, okay, cool. She's like Bido. That's something that people really liked, is the skill-based matchmaking stuff. But wouldn't it be cool if instead of Bido, who just depletes a bunch of damage, wouldn't it be cool if she like, based on the damage that she was able to absorb, heals all of her party members for that level of damage? Maybe instead she charges her whole normal attacks with hydro, scaling based on the amount of damage that she gains for a set duration of time. Instead of it being literally Bido, but water. And maybe her ult is insane, but woof. Just woof. I was really hoping for the shoe to drop, and it'd be a little bit different. But, not to say she's bad, just to say that I was hoping that characters would be more interesting. More like, ooh, different. Or at least, here's a different spin on it. You know what I mean? Like, here's Bido, but like maybe better or something. Or not better, but like different in a better in a different way, I guess I should say. Better in a different way. What's her ult, though? Also, what's the scaling on that real quick? What's the scaling? The scaling is non-existent, it looks like. But that might not be true, because it could scale off of her HP. It does, yeah. Anyways, her ult rises her weapon on high. Candace calls upon the divine blessing that deals hydro damage based on her HP. So yes, you don't want to build her HP. Prayers, the Crimson Crown, activated character. Okay. Prayers of Crimson Crown, this thing that's activated when you have your ult up. This effect has the following properties. Characters deal increased elemental damage. That's pretty huge, but with their normal attacks. A Hu Tao would actually mend really well with you, unless this can't apply water, but I think maybe it can. Whenever the character's on the field, they will unleash, rapid waves of water, dealing high. Yeah, so it seems like she's kind of like a Hu Tao support, which is nice. Although Xiao is still absurdly good for that, and also just does fuck tons of damage, and also heals you, so hopefully do a little more than that. But their limited number of waves can be triggered for a duration of this skill. Wouldn't it be cool if they added something like, hey, the waves scale off of how many attacks you can input? Like, there's a 10% chance for a wave to come out. So for characters who have a fast attacking speed, nuts. This would give people a reason to use Hu Tao's normal attacks rather than just spam charge all the time. And maybe even would level the playing field in that way. But who knows? Although you can really spike out her charges quite quickly with Hu Tao. Anyways. Swords, claymores, and polearm wielders characters under this effect will obtain Hydro Infusion. Oh, neat. Okay, so her ult does replace Hydro. Will she replace Hu Tao's? I think Hu Tao may have the stipulation that says, like, consistent. It consistently pops up. What is good, cat? Such a cute little mustache. Is that a mustache, or is that, like, cat chunky cheek giblets? I don't know. But let's, any other passive things? Candace hits an enemy, hold duration for Scarlet, the skill will finish charging instantly. Oh, that's cool. That's actually not bad. Character affected by prayer of that. Have their damage increased or deal more damage for a... Okay, now she scales damage. That might be why she's edging out Bido in some ways. Bido can also just like mass apply Electro and counter hit in weird ways. But anyways, what's this look like? That should be on like a 3-second cooldown, boy. That's nothing. Also, that doesn't have any lead anyway. Just like a little bop. Man, I thought that should have that should have like a 3-second cooldown, like bop. Instead, that's on a 5-second cooldown. That feels, you can feel that 5 seconds. I'm gonna bet people actually like Candace as a support. All she needs is HP, and you can leave all her talents at level 1, and she will do her job. No GRINN, she's a 4-star. The catch isn't even a good weapon for. I was about to say, I was like, I don't know how this scales up HP. Maybe they're tired of putting Homa on people, you know. Once again, it says, as far as DPS, Candace also viable as well as her Hydro Infusion. Interesting. Also, what do you call it? How's David? I'm sorry, I didn't ask. Sorry, so much happening. Hopefully, Dave was lovely. I'm here about it. Loma says, also, her counter doesn't hit as hard as Bido. You mean Shinshu? Did I say Shao? Shinshu is what I meant. Yeah, Shinshu. I mean. But Candace can provide up to 400 damage bonus. That's pretty huge, at least. That's kind of, yeah. That's a little bit different. Also, her hold charge. That does look really cool.
Too easy.
It was 9,000. I mean, Shinshu can like literally just pop off for an eternity. But you know, maybe it's not fair to compare. You know, yeah. But I feel like her just base hit is nice. Also, yeah, they don't have any artifacts on her that make her normal attack feel like it's not kind of the worst. Anyways, what's this? Okay, so now we do more damage with every character, maybe? I forgot what that one did, really. It's kind of a whole thing. Let's do this. Then we'll do this. No, switch to the person. I'm the worst. Literally the worst. Worst thing I could have... Did I say that reset somehow? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, hit me. I don't know. I'm sure her damage, like I'm sure like Linsonic said, we're missing something in terms of like, oh no, she's like a damage amp essentially. That's nice. Is she, like that's always the thing that makes me curious is she a damage amp to the extent in which Xiao is, or Xinqiu, I keep saying Xinqiu or Shangling or anybody like that? Maybe. And again, maybe you can't get those characters, so this is the best that you got. But also, I know in a gacha game, that's not really how it works. Unless you like the look of the character, then you're buying power essentially, or like wishing on power. So you gotta be careful for not wishing on nothing. Please tell me that hit me. It did. Okay, cool. Yeah, I am not feeling this one as much. She looked great. The character looks cool. I'm not sure if I'm feeling it. You know.
We shall prevail.
All I'm gonna say,
Pin them down.
I shouldn't say it. It's gonna be negative. I was just gonna say I'm gonna say your boy's very excited for Cobble B. Because the character's insane. There's a fucking mortar strike, you double jump, you do like 16 different attacks within one character. It doesn't have as many like passive bonuses necessary. Well, it does, kind of, a little bit. But yeah, not bad. I shouldn't be a hater, but I shouldn't be a hater ass bitch. Okay? But feeling like a hater ass bitch over here. Kokomi, Ayata, and Yelaine. For like good supports, you mean? Yeah, like other fantastic supports. I feel pretty good about not pulling on these characters. Although I will say, honestly, like again, if I was still really in Genshin and I was grinding every event, this would be the point where I would have an abundance of Primo Gems because the other ones didn't really excite me that much. But this character I would absolutely get with my abundance if I had an abundance because he does feel consistent. The only thing that makes me think, is he consistent, is both Itto and Razor. One of the things that's my favorite thing about both of them, Razor being this is more true, but they're consistent outside of having a great ult, outside of having an E that deletes like big hilly churls. Your base attack can nuke down most bosses so you don't have to go rip out Corndog and start smashing, or rip out the wolf and start tearing. And that character didn't seem to have that necessarily. Granted, like Max was saying, if you're able to back his Eye of Cyron thing and get cooldown back, and you're able to get particles, but that's never been the issue in Genshin, in my opinion. It's what happens when you see an encounter and you're like, if I expend my ult, they're gonna die in 2 seconds, and then I'm not gonna have an ult for the next battle, and I'm gonna have to spend a couple seconds grinding particles just to get myself moving. You know what I mean? Which to me, it's a little bit, yeah. Anyway, let's do some events. I'm way behind. We could do. I want to hang out with Razor, so we're gonna hang out with Razor. What else did I miss, by the way? Well, maybe we could putt around. Let's putt around the new island before we hang out with Razor. All right, because I have not been here yet. Watch it not even allow me to hang out. Is also this a quest? Is this a quest? Or am I okay to? Oh man, it's so far away. it's so far away. You guys can see, did I lie to Max? I think Max was saying he has a lot of Primogen. I feel like I might have overestimated how many I have. I think I may have said I have 12,000. I think I might have 9. Let me see. GRINN always finding a way to loop it back to town. Well, again, it's not that that you should not compare the two. But all I can say is at a point where like we're like so deep into Genshin, I was expecting to see a character that was like Candace and Wolf Guy. Wolf Guy is a good example. Wolf Guy Cyno seems like he's quite consistent. But they still don't have that character that's like Razor, which is like normal attack scales so well to where you don't need to constantly pop his ult and then be at a disparage you for the next encounter. You know what I mean? Maybe that bothers nobody but me, but I hate the feeling of like, oh, I can't use my ability because that means that whenever I go to the next encounter, I could be at a loss, and I'm gonna have to sit there and be like, okay, let's throw this out and let's hit this and give me a second, one of these, and it's almost back, and now it's back. To me, it just feels clunky. You know what I mean? Whereas that's what I loved about Razor was like, if I am out of my ult's gone. Razor has such high physical scaling that he can just fucking knock people. Same thing with Eula, but Eula felt slower to me. Eula felt like, yeah, a little bit syrupy, not clean. I say there's a Canadian who loves syrup, all right, but yeah. As far as DPS, Candace, she also viable as well as her Hydro Infusion. Okay. I will say, Cyno did feel better than Razor the way his skills feed into each other. Like the consistent like ripping off of stuff is awesome. Like it feels, just because I think they tweaked up his attack speed. Maybe that was because he was a polearm user, but it felt pretty good. All I want now is a character that's just like that permanently. Thank you so much, Cat Demon. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the tip. But yeah, I really, Jesus Christ, still laughing. Thank you. A little bit delayed, but yeah, I really hope that we just get a character that's just like a brawler, the one that just either has claws or like a gauntlet as. I hope they don't just have like brawler. I hope they have gauntlet as a new weapon type or something, because they kind of already have 2 characters that kind of throw down with fists. And it'd be cool to see a character that just like has just his normal attack is scratching the shit out of people, and it's fast and it's punchy, and then you activate your ult and then that does something. I do wish we would go beyond the kind of ult that is like, you get a surge of damage and attack speed maybe or something, or elemental infusion, that's what it is. I wish they went a little bit beyond that and they're like, nah, or if they did, just like skyrocket the attack speed, you know, or something. Or maybe you do like mass healing in an area, kind of like that's what I always wished Kokomi would have been. Kokomi, where you could have popped this ult and then just started like sucking in a bunch of like you'd be playing Ido and you'd have this beautiful water garment looking fabulous, but healing like fuck tons. That to me is what I was hoping that we'd also get, or maybe even the merger of DPS characters in that way. You know, like you put on the cloak, you do bonus attack speed and healing a little bit, and then you could throw it on Ido and he's just like, you're giving me attack speed and healing? Fucking that's exactly what I want, you know? But I digress. Don't mean to be unsatisfied all the time. Shin says, when you plan Death First, when it comes to PC, it's probably be, I'm not sure if it's 2 weeks or a month. I think it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks away until we start grinding some Death First. But if you want me to make a video in the downtime of that 2 weeks, when it comes to PC, then you could send me a video, a gameplay clip on the Let It Die Discord and at me. That way I can make a video consolidating all of the things. Also, what? What? Excuse me? Why can't I go to the thing? Do I need to progress enough in the story, you bastard? I really hope I don't. I don't know where we're going, guys. Let's go over here. Max says, also Grin, I ended up getting a C2 Cyno and got his weapon. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's great, man. His weapon's awesome. His weapon looks good for most future characters because it's scaling pretty well. Shit. Eesh. Yeah, looks great. Good find. Alonso says, also, as far as pulls went, I ended up getting Candace and Cookie and even got Cyno. Nice. Inexpertly. What's that mean? Oh, like you didn't have to spend a lot to get it? Gotcha. I don't think I've ever said that word or read that word aloud. I know it's a word, though. I know it's there. I know it exists. I don't know how to pronounce it. I feel like if I hear it, I'd be like, yeah, that's right. My brain's not working. My cat says, yes. No, my cat, that's plenty. That's plenty. More than I would deserve. More than I'd ever expect. So I thank you kindly for that. Max says, oh, wait, no. Before that, she says, yo, what's good? Shizu says, yo, what's good? Hopefully I'm in love with day, Shizu. What was the best part of your day? Let me hear about it. Max says, I don't have a lot of primos anymore. Also, I didn't look at mine now, so I want to check that out. Wishes. We have 9K. Well, actually, no, we don't. We have a little more than that. We technically probably have like 15K because I have 383 star glitter. But I have 9,010 wishes. It's not a lot, but it's something. Also, Venti's back. That's what it was. Also, they're not even giving you primo gems for playing Venti. She doesn't just. He's been here 3 times. I would love to see the polls for Venti now. I bet it's like 2. Venti got so, like, what do you call it? People think like Ganyu is still extremely good, especially comparatively to Venti. It's not that Venti's bad, it's just that Venti got hard countered where they're like, yeah, so moving forward, no, we're gonna up the character hitbox this much and make them pretend they weigh a bazillion pounds. And yeah, also no. Oh, we gotta go upgrade artifacts. This was my least favorite thing because they never optimized it. Not once. I don't know, Bennett, I guess. I don't know who to do this with. Who's the character I got recently? Oh. What I mean by they never optimized this is, let's go with this. How do I play this game again? I played it for 1.5 years. And like all the time. And just nothing. Nothing is stuck. That's nothing. That's not good. Oh, also we are sitting on a lot of that could be good. That's attack, never mind. Nothing. Any good at critical things? This could be good for somebody else, maybe. HP. It's all bad. Oh, that one could be pretty good. Yeah, I hate this. They increase the amount of like things you can put into the weapons, but not this, which sucks. Like when you're leveling up weapons, like, yeah, you can put in like 50 swords. And then for artifacts, like, no, you still gotta go one at a time. And it drives me mental. I'm just sitting here like, all right, why didn't you just cap it out? Just cap it out to the next tier. God damn you. Anyway, sorry. Max says, broke gang, let's go. Let's go, Max. One day. Less broke gang. Maybe not completely, but less. Lone Singing says, to be fair, Razor is physical. Yeah, but Razor also has pretty decent scaling into his normal attack. So even outside of that, I think he's pretty decent. And again, to me, I wish there was more physical characters. Granted, yeah, physical characters are rough, but yeah, I think it'd be nice if a character was physical and then had like an E that came back in a couple seconds, kind of exactly like Razor. You know what I mean? His E is on a 3-second cooldown usually. So like to me, he was always a good example of like, oh, actually, this character is super useful outside of everything else. He's like the best free roaming character out there, I think. Or maybe Hu Tao can rival that, because Hu Tao, I also think, had just decent scaling in her normal scaling. Yeah. Can we make it to the desert plain? Oh wait, also, well, let's go get a checkpoint, and then we are immediately. Can I pick this up now? Then we are immediately going to go and do our resin burning, because I've been sitting at 180 for probably 2 months, maybe less, maybe like a couple weeks actually. So we did log in, but that doesn't change the fact that we didn't spend our resin. So yeah. Max says, "Grin, can I join? Me too. Me too. Oh, what do you call it? Yeah." You want to join? Sure. Are you logged in? What's your username again, Max? I mean, I'm just putting around. Actually, Max, let me get the checkpoint first. 'Cause I don't think you can jump in when we're in co-op. I think it's like, you're in co-op, go leave. And it'll just slow us down for a little bit. So we'll wait until I get a checkpoint. Then we can go, if you want to come play, I'm just going to go grind probably more Element of Mastery pieces for our boy Ido. Alright, now we can go try to chip away at Ido's, not Ido, I keep saying Ido, I meant, not Ido, what's his name? What's his name? The boy. The guy who's a god, basically, who destroyed Venti entirely. Kazuha, there we go, sorry. I gotta go eat, bye. Thank you so much for stopping by, Cat, you were nothing but lovely. Enjoy your food. Max says, I'm need a minute. Gotcha. Hello, what's thinking? Did you finish that anime I told you about? I finished that this morning. It is good. I still wish it would have ended. I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it. In the restroom, gotcha. You just put me on your phone? Watching your phone, taking a, what is it? I don't want to know, actually. Leave me in the dark about it. I don't want to know about it. I'll go condense my stuff. In fact, we might have actually have condensed resin. Let's see. What are we doing? Inventory. All of that is expired. I am aware. Where is it? Where would we find it? We have... We must have used it. Must have used it. I don't see it on screen. I could be blind, but let's go condense our resin. Lone Secret says, Grin, wrong part of the desert. What? Do I have to go around? Is that what the part of it was?
Can't catch me.
Oh, thank God I farmed butterflies before I took another hiatus, because it's always not fun to do. Shizu says, I think the PC version is coming out on the 4th. What day is it? Oh shit, actually that's closer than I think. That's less than 2 weeks away. Hell yeah. So that's probably like a couple days away actually. Well, hopefully I'll work out because there's family coming for a long time next week, so we'll have to see how that plays. Hopefully we'll be able to get time in there. Deathwish is free though, so you'll be able just to download it, which is nice. The cat says, I only have an Apple Mac 1 PC thing. Can't download the PC version. Oh no, what, Deathverse or Genshin? I imagine Deathverse. Max says, Grin has to release, to relearn, relearn Genshin. Yeah, it's the whole thing, man. I've learned it I've played it for years, a year and a half, probably, close to that at the very least. Maybe not. Woof. I don't know. Time is a breeze with the whole COVID bullshittery land. Don't know why I did that. Meant to do this. Oh, my nephews and nieces are screaming. I think they're here, hanging out. Nope. No, use the fragile. Condensed. Oh man, guys, I am on day probably a week and a half of fasting, And my belly is slowly adapting to basically be like, so we are gonna get fed. Okay. Less pains. Hunger like situations. Oh yeah, Grin, you can make more than 4 teams set up to a max of 10. That's kind of cool. Yeah, part of me is like, I don't know if that was, like, again, I would have rather, I mean, again, I'm happy that any chance happening, but I would have rather had, am I the only one who hates the artifact thing? The artifact thing where, like, it's every single time it's like, spit out a bunch of artifacts, level up. Spit out a bunch of artifacts, level up. Oh, I finally got a level to see what the conversion is. I hate it. I wish that was optimized rather than the 10 other ones, but that's cool though, because again, especially at this point in the game, if you were playing for long term, you have like so many teams that you want to use, you know? Lone Syndicate says, I finished it yesterday and it left me a bit dissatisfied. Like, I know it's leading to a second season. Yeah, it's greenlit for a second season, which is cool. But on top of that anime, are you ready to probably rock, Max? But what do you call it? On the topic of that anime, man, I understand kind of what you mean, but I still think the anime was it sounds hard to say, but like objectively good. Like, it did so many things I just generally like, but it didn't leave me wanting it to basically slow down its pace at a certain point, and like it knows what to do, but because it does kind of everything, I feel like it doesn't really sink into anything. Like, I feel like I wasn't sunk into certain things. Like, there was a moment at the end of that anime where it gets dark, and they kind of breeze by it really quickly without there being like a clear like takeaway, like where I need to get my head out of my ass and start like saving my people. Or I need to become like a king here. I need to like actually become good. Instead of his takeaways like, I feel bad about it, I need to go learn magic from a school, you know, which I get. But yeah, I crave that like, it's hard to describe. The only way I can describe it is when you're watching a show and you feel like you're sinking into the what is it? Not trope, the not format necessarily either. It's like the part, you know, like in the Faraway Paladin, for example, the beginning 6 episodes with the arc, that's what I'm thinking of, the arc, when you feel like you're sinking into an arc because that arc itself is representative for family. Maybe it's a dark period in this person's life. Maybe it's like this person feels like lesser. Maybe this is a feeling of prosperity and wonder. This is like Reincarnated Slime does this perfectly. Like, I think Slime, the more I watch other shows, the more I appreciate Reincarnated Slime, which it just seems like it totally gets that specific frequency of like feeling like there's enough time for you to sink into like, oh my god, we're getting into like the prosperity of an age. The town's getting created, awesome. We're gonna sink into getting new recruits and new people. Oh, that's awesome. We're now gonna go get political really hard. We're gonna go like meet with kings and dine with emperors and stuff like that. And that sinks into the arc. And then there's like this big cataclysm, and that's an arc. And it just makes you feel like each time there's enough time given to where you can sink into this story. Whereas in this show, it was like, I enjoyed it, but it did feel like it putted me along pretty hard. Where I was waiting for that feeling for it to really like let it be in there, you know. Although I would watch 4 more seasons of it. Like yeah, it's almost like that's the best way I can describe it. Especially with analyzing YouTube stuff so much now, like YouTube content, there's a lot of amazing creators on the platform, and one of the things I'm doing is I'm like looking at creators that get like extremely good watch time and views because they're clearly doing something right. But the more I watch those people, the more I also understand and start to realize that also shit I gotta back out, sorry, I didn't give you an opening, Max. But the more I watch those creators who are very, very good and skilled at what they do, I also find myself cherishing almost certain other creators more. It's like when you become so general to where you're kind of the jack of all trades, master of none, you do stuff that's good that most people generally like, but you don't really take the time to sink into the other things because that would alienate the audience, and so you're just kind of trying to be as good as you possibly can for the biggest possible audience you can, which is interesting. Whereas there's like certain creators that are like, I know exactly my tight niche audience, and I'm just going to basically make content for them. I know I can ramble about this because I know we're all interested in this, so people are more open to that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's one of the things I noticed, which I think you probably need to be good at both. You probably need to be good about like making stuff for everybody, but then simultaneously also just slowing down essentially and like making content that's specifically good for your audience and etc. Also, you bring a Dendro Traveler in here? I've heard lovely things about that. Surprisingly, it's good. What's good, Eli? Eli got a bump in my chest. I got a bump in my chest. Whew. Oh, I hate it. Eli says, do you have a Cyno? I'm rank 5, and I got him. Nice. What do you mean rank 5? You mean level 5? What do you mean rank 5? You mean adventure rank 5? That's awesome, man. He seems like a great character to have. I will say, I like him a lot. He feels fast. He feels like very optimized, like tweaked up. Also, he has an opening to like regenerate his ult, and he has like a fun ult that requires you to actually focus whilst you play him. But I would have liked it if they scaled up his normal attack. Or like physical. Instead of Electro, he's a physical scaling character, because I deeply crave a character that can just kind of like, without having to activate an ult or do anything, can just slap an enemy with a weapon and knock him down. You know what I mean? What's good, Josford? I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, how are you? Are you still playing Let It Die? Well, we're kind of waiting for Let It Die to get into onto PC before we start playing. Not Let It Die necessarily, but Deathverse. I played everything I can play in Let It Die. Unfortunately, there's nothing else for me to really play besides things that I kind of not interested in doing, because they're just too much even for me in terms of like grinding Forceman and whatnot. And being within an 1/8 of my health and all these things. Just not my personal thing that I get enjoyment from games from. So yeah. But we will probably be giving Deathverse a try. The thing is, though, I don't know how, like, I keep saying that for people who keep coming and asking about Deathverse and whatnot, or games like that. I do want to play it, but I'm also not sure if I want to cover it all the time, because just with how YouTube works, you kind of, the more I play two games that are alienated from each other, i.e. we're playing a lot of Tower Fantasy and I'm really enjoying that. If I start playing Deathverse, which is a very like different type of game, it could, YouTube is getting confused essentially about who we're giving stuff to. So yeah, I'll do it still, but if I start to notice like trend where it's just like everything's getting lost in the sauce of the algorithm in that way, then I think we might have to make an adjustment. And yeah, but maybe it'll all work out. Probably will work out. In fact, it probably will work out more in the terms of Deathverse. The only thing is I don't know if I can play Deathverse so much. You know what I mean? Like when I was playing the beta, I liked it a lot, but I felt like it was a game that was best enjoyed in like 20-minute increments. You know, I like, it's not the same as Apex Legends where you could like truly get lost in that game, because it's just, there's so many weird variables. Whereas in Deathverse, I feel like, yeah, it might be a little bit. Like after an hour, I feel like I'd be like, this is a lot. This is a lot of a lot. I keep taking L after L as well. But if they keep adding different like environmental things that people can like gamify and use, that'll be huge. Also, I like the little bird you got. It's super cute. I just got this little tiny samurai warrior.
I do try to lighten
How are you liking Cyno, Eli, though? Oh, sorry. As far as your question saying, did I get Cyno? I haven't. We test ran him a lot. Max has him here. I like him, but I'd also, to me, I kind of prefer Itto. But if you don't have access to Itto, then yeah, you can go over the other character. That's not to say that he's better. They're probably different, but yeah, I know Electro's in a much better place right now. So yeah. Oh, yeah, you're just getting into the game, Eli. So you're adventure rank 22. Yeah, you're going to have a blast, man. That's going to be a solid character to just rock. Also, because he's in the class of character that, like, uses his normal attack, that means there's a lot of characters that you could use. You could use the Gladiator set and get by, and all that stuff. So there's plenty of, it's a good character to get as your, like, starter character to kind of embark on the world with. That's nice. Your Cyno's kicking some ass, Max. Lone Singer says, yeah, after the middle, it's kind of slows down a bit. Really? Really? I would have thought the opposite. I think the, oh, you mean in, like, Faraway Paladin. Yeah. After, if you don't mean that, then let me know. But in a Faraway Paladin, I thought the it was going a mile a minute. But in terms of the, I can't think of the name. It's like the Moonlit Festival or something like that. The anime that we watched recently. Oh, my body! That anime to me kept a vigorous pace. Like, yeah, like I thought it should have slowed down at a certain point and actually enjoyed the process, you know? I have Cyno paired with Targanari. I don't know if that's any good. I'm still figuring things out. Yeah, I think it should be good, man. Yeah, Targanari is the Dendro character. The Dendro Traveler I also hear is very good. I'm not sure which one would be considered to be better, but yeah. Also, it's just kind of nice to have. Dendro seems to just be a great elemental thing in general. So yeah. Also, it kind of depends on what element you really like. So I guess you should. But also, if you're just starting out in the game, you might not know that. So take your time, enjoy the process. You should be able to be fine. You're eventually gonna get to the place where we're all at, where we're kind of just like, well, we're kind of just, just swimming. We're not really like, there's no current, there's no really destination. We're just kind of swimming. You know what I mean? Yeah. So eventually we get there. So take the time and enjoy the process. But have fun with that character. Again, of all the characters to start with, that like don't, I think, need a lot of help, I think Targanari is one of them, because not only like if you get an attack artifact set, pretty good. If you get an attack piece, great. But if you also get an element mastery piece, also really good. You know what I mean? So just seems like a good old combo. I mean, like I said, I'm Adventure 5. Yeah. I think you're doing great, man. Just keep going. Lone Seneca says, yeah, the moving between cities back to back was very peaceful, but some of the side characters I feel didn't have time to develop. Oh, you mean in the one thing? Yeah. Really? Yeah. So the moving back to city and whatnot was good. I see what you mean by that. Yeah. Like the necromancer, we don't really get time to have that character happen, etc. Yeah. Also, like, that's a good point too. I feel like if they would have let because you don't really see how much he loves these characters until the moment when he loses them, and then he kind of has like a very demonic response to like, excuse me, you did what to me? And he kind of blacks out, it's good storytelling metric, I guess, that kind of gives you an understanding for like, oh no, if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't have been able to see how much this character cares for this other character, Ugh. I didn't have much Primo Gems, so I only wish 12 and you got them. That's awesome, Eli. That's awesome. That's like that beginner luck, baby. Stuff that makes gotcha happen. Stuff that always makes you feel like there's some code in here, isn't there? That says like, oh, I'm a new player. Let me get my fix. You know what I mean? Although all the fixes to get, solid fix. Kind of like Adderall, you know what I mean? It's efficient. Maybe not the best, but not the worst, for sure. I say to the person who's never tried Adderall, by the way, I just hear people say that it's like, it's not like heroin, but it's pretty hot. It's a lot, Lone Sicket says the tone after Tomine got hurt, did a quick 180. For a moment, you felt the genre almost go into horror. I know. I will say that was something I appreciate when I was watching. I was like, oh, they did a good job about, again, it's like they know, also I maxed out already. But they know what makes certain things good. Like, I think that, like, it almost looks like what I'm doing right now. It's the best way I can describe it. Like, I'm sure most people who are looking at my GRINN channel or Brothers GRINN channel, to some extent with my other one, Share Your GRINN a little bit, I'm sure you guys could objectively be like, oh, I see what you're kind of doing, what you're trying to emulate, or what you're trying to, like, what information you've extrapolated to kind of maybe sequence something in here. People who don't tune up to the streams and, like, see me rambling about this on occasion, about, like, YouTube scaling and analytics and stuff like that. But nevertheless, there's a point where hopefully eventually it becomes like, okay, not only are you kind of, like, taking inspiration and doing your spin on it, but then eventually you can it's like the consolidation of 1,000 different types of spin on something that you can kind of create something that's truly different, which is different, but also kind of just like your version of 1,000 other things consolidated together that fit together. Right now, you could be putting things together that may not exactly fit together. You know what I mean? But yes. All right. Also, Max, actually, Max, before we go and do whatever you need to get done, I need to do my dailies. Get a little bit of Prima Gem that I can get. Eli says, right now I have those two. You have 2 5-star characters. Nice. And I also have another 5 and 4-star character. What do you mean? So you have two 5-star characters and another 5. So you have 3 5-star characters in total, or are you saying you have 2 5-star characters and you have 5 4-star characters? Is that what you're saying? Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I got caught up with the numbers. So you have 2 5-stars and you have 5 4-stars. Gotcha. What 4-stars have you gotten? Because those 4-stars, honestly, man, which is hilarious. Those 4-stars are more indicative of your power than your 5-star. At least I think. So if you have Xiao and Shangling and you have any of those, they will consistently be good for you for a long time coming. Whereas maybe an Itto a little bit less because he just can scale off normal attack too. At least if you have his weapon. But yeah. I think 4-stars in a lot of ways are more indicative of your progression and how easy you'll have it comparatively to the 5-stars. Unless you have like some of the best 5-stars in the entire game, like Kazuha. That's what I'm trying to say. Kazuha. If you have Kazuha, then yeah, everything is significantly nuts. But yeah. I have 5 of the 4 stars. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Yeah. And which ones are they? Do you know my name or even description? Because I could tell you if you have Xiao. That's pretty crazy. Depends on who you have though. Also, some of them I may not be able to help you because I don't know all the new ones because I took a little bit of break from the game. So yeah. Max says, let me know if there's anything else you need to go do GRINN. Yeah, we're just doing what do you call it, dailies. But I appreciate you helping, Max. Appreciate it a lot. Low Cynic says, but what's next on the anime we want? I gotta make a video about this one, but I can't think about it yet. I can't think about the new one yet. But I thought maybe the Cyberpunk one, but maybe not. I don't know. Depends. But I don't know. Because I gotta, before I need to, right now I'm in the like, what would you call it? It's like the, it's like the piecing together my thoughts on the show, kind of, and it helps talking to you about it too. Like you brought up the point of like, well, actually I didn't really feel like I resonated with the characters, or at least had, or not that you didn't resonate with the characters, it's just that you felt like you didn't have enough time to truly let the character develop, which I was like, oh, that's good insight. Actually, I agree with that. I feel like that described one of my emotional feelings. I never knew what to make of it, you know? That's why I wish I would have made the, what is it called? I wish I would have made the Ranker of Kings video after I talked to Beastie about it, because Beastie was watching as well and helped me kind of parse out things I didn't notice, but I also felt that feeling from. That's why communication is such a nice thing, is everyone can kind of parse out, and like everyone has insights of how the thing made them feel, and sometimes you can be like, I didn't feel that at all. But most of the time you're like, I kind of get that. I didn't really put that together, but I guess that's true, you know what I mean? Which is nice. What's good? Exile? Love the name Exile. Also love that clean as hell banner look, or like a profile pic. Says Yahoo. What's good? Or Yahoo, as in like the thing, like the what's it called? The browser, not browser, search engine. There we go. Either that or yo, whichever one it is. Hello. XL says, what you do? What I do, we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out, grinding some Genshin. Haven't played in a hot minute. What you doing? What was the best part of your day, Yahoo? Besides helping people search for various things. Also, I know your name's not Yahoo. Yeah. Also, ooh, that's not doing anything. Skip them. Appreciate you, Max. That's some bro shit right there. Appreciate that. Also, I'm gonna get a little bit complacent.
Can't catch me. I will have order.
Goodbye. All right, let's help out Eli. Our boy Eli for a minute. Eli says, I have I'll name all the characters. I got Cyno, great. Tiganari, okay. Don't know that much. Kuki, I'll say. Oh, you wished on this banner. Okay, so you go Kuki. Let me see. I don't know if you mean Nilo, Chungyung, Xinyan. Eli, I would say, people are gonna hate me for this, but if you're just starting out the game, and any of the characters that I could say are bad can become good, but with you needing to progress your story, moving through artifact dungeons and whatnot, I would highly suggest out of the entire roster that you have, Tiganari, I think is pretty decent, but Kuki, which is this person right here, she's good, but she's a healer electro support. And because you have Cyno, not entirely necessary because you don't want to double down on your element. That's why you're doing a good thing by going with a Cyno and Tiganari, which is the Dendro character, and Dendro and Electro do good damage. So if you apply Dendro and then you detonate with Electro, good stuff happens. And then you have Chunyun. Chunyun is good, but he's kind of a cryo character. He's all the way back here. He's fantastic, but I haven't seen many people play him, and I never really built him too much, but I don't think he's as good as he once was. He can be good if you, for instance, if you like Ito, I think he's quite good, but other than that, it's a little rough. But Xinyan, which this person right here, this person is still in a bad place. The reason why she's in a bad place is because she doesn't work. The reason why she doesn't, her abilities don't scale really well, and unless you have a certain weapons that kind of maximize her scaling with defense, it's not a good character really to bet on. I would say level up the hell out of Cyno and Tiganari. Use Kuki for what she's worth, which is a healer, which is quite good. And if I would throw anything else in there, I would say Chunyung. Chunyung can be decent. Especially when you're waiting for what's his name to get his ult back, but if you plan it out, it should be good. But also one utility that you want to use, Max, is if you go to the store, there eventually you'll get dust and whatnot, and then that can get you a character every day. So there's a character right here, which is one of the best characters in the game. Your life will change if you level up this character and you use him. His name is Shincho. He costs 34 dust. You might have enough to buy him if you put enough points into it. Probably not, actually. You need to keep wishing in order to just get dust that they can then buy you this character, and then you'll be good to go. So yes, but that'd be my suggestion. But unfortunately, the characters that you got were not, in my experience, besides Tiganari and the one thing, but you do have the Dendro Traveler, which I've heard nothing but lovely things. So if you couple Cyno, which this person, and the Traveler, the Dendro Traveler specifically, which all you need to do is just put over here and touch one of these, and then you'll resonate with it as the Traveler, and then you'll have Dendro activated, and then you can just level that up, and then that be good to go too. But I think Tiganari also works quite well. So those would be the two characters I would hang on with until you start doing enough events to where you can start getting enough Primo Gems, as well as doing story, which will get you Primo Gems. And eventually, you'll be able to keep wishing. The question is, though, Max, or Eli, sorry, Eli, is this a banner that you should wish on? I don't think so. The characters that are on it are good and can be good, but require a lot to be good. Every character in this game could be good, but it's just different variables of like, some require a weapon, some require this, a little bit of that. I would say, especially when you got the W of getting Cyno, stop wishing on this banner until it ends, which is going to end in 14 days. And then whatever comes next, hopefully the 4 stars will be better. Again, if Xiao's in there, if any other Shangling or Xinyan, no, Shangling is in there, that's great. So those are the things that I think would help a good bit. And that's what you should, I hope, aim toward, especially as a new player. I would have liked to know that at least. But let's head towards the thing and see if we can make it out there. Can I get there through there? Maybe? I don't know. Max says Electro Resonance is good for Cyno because his burst cost is 80. But didn't you say, Max, that he can like start regenerating particles as he's using his burst, which sounds pretty huge. I feel like it would just be a matter of time of you eventually getting enough, like a little bit of energy recharge on one of your stats, and then be good to go. Also, I don't think Kooky. Well, Kooky maybe is a battery. That's true. Yeah, but it depends, I guess, on what you have, what you're rocking. But yeah. Also, we're gonna try to get towards. Oh, no, we did make it in there. Sorry, we made it deeper in there. Lone Singh gets his first match in Death First, and I won. Yeah, man, that was something that like I was hopeful for in the beta, but I never. Or not. That was something that I realized in the beta is that, at least to me, it seemed like there were a lot of people who went out of their way to play the beta and didn't just say like, "Oh, a new free-to-play game. Let's see what it's all about." They probably were try-hard people, and woof, did I ever feel like I was getting lit up. But yeah. Max says, "Wow, thanks. Yeah, I'll make sure to wish on banners with banner characters. By the way, I don't know what certain banner offer, so I'll make sure it's worth wishing. Yeah, yeah. What do you call? Yeah. Well, Eli, if you ever, again, we usually play a game called Tower Fantasy, which if you like Genshin, I think you like that one. It's more MMO based, but it still has the same like groundedness to it. It also has a lot to do. So if you're ever capped out on Genshin, you'll eventually probably eventually go to Tower Fantasy if you're bored. But yeah, I would, if you ever want to pop in any of our streams, even when we're playing a different game, and there's a new banner and you want to talk to all of us about the banner, because we all come from playing this game, and one of us is going to have a thought on like, this is a character this is the banner you should go on because the character is good. So we'll help you out then, if you need help then. Simply put, we got you. We got you. Max says, yeah, Shinshu is quite good with Cyno as well, because Electro Charge is pretty solid reaction. Ooh, is it? Is it better now that there's Dendro? Because I always thought Electro with water was not that great, but maybe with Dendro it became better, I thought. Maybe. Hope I'm going the right way. I don't know if I climb the mountains. Seems right. What's good, Eclipse? Eclipse says, hey, Grin, how are you? I'm doing great, Eclipse. How are you? Hopefully having a lovely day. How was that day? The day that isn't this one. I'm gonna have a stroke. Faceless says, I hope they add a tower mechanic in Deathverse or side story. Oh man, maybe. I'm not sure about that. To me, nothing that I've seen makes me hopeful or like reassures me that they're thinking that, you know? Because that would have been a great advertising point for them to be like, hey, this is like Deathverse, but like with. So I think I went the wrong way, dog. Oh God, why can't there be some sort of like jump cancel thing that I can just get up there with? Yee. Anyway, okay, all the way around. So that is that's an awesome animal, man. It's a yak, not a yak, probably more of a bison. Oh, fucking great. Not like this. Not like this. Great, Ito. Thank you so much for not grabbing. God, I hate this game. Anyway, sorry. I want to go back to Tower Fantasy. I can double jump. I can little grapple hook. I can grapple hook to that fucking tree all the way over there. All right, fast as shit. Anyway, I can call a mount and just get cooking instead of being like, I'm an Oni, but I have asthma and I can't run. Anyways, I'm okay. I'm okay. Also, Faceless says, I think Cyno is an okay damage, and that's what, and then I have his weapon. Yeah, I also think, man, he seems like he's consistent. Like when people tell me that he can regenerate energy in his ult, that seems pretty good. That seems like a pretty solid, kind of like metric to, like, it seems like he's more consistent and can quickly perform rather than being like these burst characters that can reach these stupid high levels of damage, but then feel like they cap out at a certain point. Or not cap out, but they feel like they're like, you're waiting for them to generate more money, essentially. Max says, yeah, I don't know. I guess it comes down to preference and what you have to work with. That's true, too, yeah. Music says, yeah. Also, keep in mind your own playstyle as well, because although characters like Shincho, Bennett, and Shiz are good, they don't appeal to everyone's playstyle, so that keep in mind, maybe check out videos. Yeah, I guess my perception always when it comes to gacha games specifically, you don't want to get to a point where you are unable to attain primo gems, you are unable to participate in certain things, and if you're just getting into the game, I personally feel like the worry I feel is that when somebody gets into a game like this, that they could have a bad time because their characters are not scaling well or they're not having a fun time. So if I can give you one character that I think is objectively really good, like Shincho, and you always know in the back of your head, like, okay, if I ever get to a damage ceiling or a damage limitation, this is a character that can help me unlock that. That's pretty good. Even so to me, I felt for a while I had Xiao, and Xiao was good, but he was heavily limited and he cannibalized himself constantly. And I would have loved to have at least one Ganyu or one Hu Tao, because they could have taken care of me in the moments when I was like, man, it's just hard to play this character. He's just bouncing all over the place. I have to keep making slight adjustments to get closer. And there was no artifact set at the time for him that really made him good. Not like Ganyu good or not like Hu Tao good, to where it felt like you were kind of just a little bit behind. To where I think when a new player is getting into the game, I think it's good to have at least two characters that you know in the back of your mind. They're like, this is an S rank character because they're this and this, you know. But again, playstyle can be determinative. But I always look at stuff like that, like, and maybe it's the way I grew up or whatever. But I always look at, like, my first priority is not for me to enjoy the experience. My first priority is to be okay, and then I can enjoy. You know what I mean? It's like a survival mentality. But like, well, wait, we're not in a place where we can thrive. We still can't do good in Spiral Abyss. I want a character that I want both. I want to be selfish. I want a character that's good and that actually works in my playstyle. And I think a lot of us haven't had to like restart a whole new account again, so that some of us don't know the feeling of inching our way back up to power, especially in now. Like we've had certain events, other people have bonuses and strategies that they can implement immediately, and we didn't, so we can't really know if this character is worth it. Like again, artifact domains seemingly are unlocked based on being able to get to a certain point in the story. Maybe you can just putt literally right towards them, but even still, they're scaled accordingly. I don't think you can. Actually, they might be world scaled, so maybe not. But regardless, I don't know if they are or not. That's my whole point. Is I haven't grinded from 0 to something again. Oh, so we're in the desert area. Cute. Very cool. Alonsiga says, also Grin, I'm gonna be sure to upload the video clip to the Discord and kill. I had 4 kills to get. Nice. Eclipse says, Hyper Bloom seems to be the new craze. What's that? Familiar. Faceless says, look-wise, Cyno is a badass, but for me, Razor and Raiden feel stronger. Yeah. I'm not sure if I said, yeah, Razor I feels more. Razor just a character that I wish they made another version of Razor, exactly. Or Razor, I want a physical scaling character that can, like, instead of having to pop an ability to be good, can just literally, kind of like Hu Tao, except without the E being a burst, kind of a gain. But yeah. Eclipse says, people be running Dendro, Electro, Hydro a lot nowadays. Yeah, well, I thought Dendro and Electro kind of helped make that work. The whole wet status and Electro, and then Dendro kind of amping everything up, made it actually like, no, this is a viable option now. Where when I grew up, back in my day, no. Electro and water was disgustingly bad. Only was decent for certain comps that like gave you certain things, where it was, I don't know what they're called again. Oh, what? Are you shitting me? Oh, maybe it's because we're in co-op. Is it because we're in co-op that I can't? Yeah, I need to actually leave the thing. Thank you for leaving at a time though, Max, so I didn't have to be sad and kick you. Now that Cyno is here, I can guarantee you Hyper Bloom. Oh, the Hyper Bloom is a thing. I thought it was a game. It's a type of thing. I guess that's what Hyper Bloom is. Electro, Dendro, and Hydro. That makes sense. We'll really be meta. Man, Eclipse, what do you feel? Were you a Dendro person ever? Eclipse? Because I am still. I'm an Electro and Dendro. I'm happy, or Electro and Geo. Sorry, are you a Geo person? Is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, I love Geo and I love Electro. Happy that Electro got a glow up, but it doesn't help that my old team was Electro, so now I'm like wanting Geo to be good. I keep saying the wrong thing. No, I said Geo's right. I want Geo to be good, and I have an old team that can work. Wait, Max. Wait, I gotta activate the statue. Quickly. Go. So the game doesn't crash because I did that when we were in the middle of this. Actually, I don't think it went through. Eli says, I'm already busy with World of Warcraft. I'm still a year behind in content. Yeah, take your time. Trust me, Eli. Trust me. You'll have time. Everyone, you'll like, hey, let's do this. Hey, Lone Syndicate, how do you feel about reaching max adventure rank? Are you filled with hope, joy, and you can't wait to keep progressing? Let me hear what you feel, how you felt when you got to adventure rank, 60, which is the max adventure rank you can attain. He also might be playing Deathverse and busy, so he might not reply for a hot minute. Take your time, Lindsay. Kill them haters. That's what the enemy's called in what's it called? Deathverse. Eclipse says he's gonna be crazy. What's gonna be crazy? The comp with Electro and Taser? Yeah, probably. Lone Syndicate says, but I think Nailu will be good since she enhances Hydra reactions. I think it might be only certain Hydra reactions. Interesting. So the next DPS what we have coming down the pipeline is that Fire Wolf girl. Does anyone know what her kit is gonna be? Faisal says, I'm excited for Nailu. Her dance water AoE looks badass. I haven't seen it, but I bet it's great. Clip says, a new player would be completely overwhelmed by the amount of content in this game. I don't think they have time to think about maximizing the damage till at least a later part of the mid game. Yeah, that wasn't my experience. Maybe there's so much a surplus of content now, but I remember one of the first characters I got was, I was given the advice, which I think was good advice at the time when I was getting into Genshin, which was, don't wish on a banner until you see a banner with good 4 stars. So I went through the majority of the beginner part with the base characters. No really good character. So that was a grind, and that didn't feel great. And then eventually, the advice paid off, and I eventually got Razor C6. And C6 Razor, madness. That's also why I love Razor so much, because he kind of took care of me and he gave me, the difference between getting a character, or having a team that had nothing, to a C6 Razor was night and day. It was like, holy fuck, this is what power feels like. This is what actually, going around the overworld and just nuking things. It felt great. So for me, I was that was my experience, so I value a character that I know can just drop an enemy, because I never had it for such a long time. I think if you were to get lucky with at least a couple supports that were good, yeah, I would definitely want to A to Z instead of A to B with my power attaining. So that probably affects my perception of it. Vela says, Dania also on my list, Lone. I fell in love with her look. Is that the one that looks like a wolf? She's red and she's got a crazy spiky glove arm. God, wouldn't it be cool if she was just a brawler or a scratcher, kind of like Cyno, except without an alt. Also, golly, that's a Vista. Holy shit, that's a Vista and a half. Also, what is Genshin, man? What is, I don't even know what, oh my god, I almost felt the thing. Yeah, it feels like madness. Is this a world with technology or what? Because it feels like we're what is that thing? It's like a game where there's kind of like dwarven technology in Skyrim, where oh, we just went behind. We just killed a race of people who were massively ahead of us. What are we doing? Also, I love how every mod in Skyrim is just that has anything that's even remotely what? It's it's dwarven shit, shut up. And you're okay, I guess. Eclipse says that you can't go to the highest artifact level till AR 45. Oh, wow. Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. But yes, yeah, that to me, not artifact level, but can you get, like, for instance, can I get one of the better artifacts just if I wanted to grind for it, basically? So, like, if I started the game now, would I be able to get the best artifact set for Cyno, say, for the Element of Mastery set, which may not even be his best set, but let's just say it is. Actually, that's a bad example because he's probably located near, like, let's say it's Inazuma. Could you get to Inazuma at the very beginning, like, as soon as you start the game, take a ship all the way there, pop the artifact dungeon, and then do it? Or would there be some sort of, like, no, you're underpowered. This is scaled at level 40 and you're level 20 or something? Nope, you can't. Yeah, so things like that to me, I think, are a relevant metric for, like, there's a new character, ooh, but also there's a new character, ooh. I can't get to his artifact set for like another couple levels, so I might be grinding to just to get my breath, you know. Bloom is an elemental reaction triggered by inflicting Dendro to a target also affected by Hydro, or vice versa. This reaction produces a Dendro core, which stays for 6 seconds. Okay. If the Electro is inflicted upon the Dendro core, the Hyper Bloom reaction will trigger, which transforms the Dendro core into a sprawling shot that homes in and closest enemy deal. Ooh, that sounds awesome. That sounds so cool. Max says, my stream was lagging pretty bad. That wasn't me. Oh, shit, yeah. Then your internet cut out. Your internet was, but I'm good on my end. Also, oh, shit, we passed it. Also, I know nobody really probably cares, but do y'all see the Elgato microphone that they just came out with? It's insane. From a person who just came into our chat a couple months ago, Stitch, who was like, hey, man, what items can I get that's good? Man, back in my day, things costed too much money. Okay, now everything streamer-wise is just becoming so easily attainable. There's a microphone that's $120 or $150. So those guys are like, that seems expensive. My boy, it used to be so much worse. So much worse. But that fact that and also it sounds fucking great. It's like a dynamic condenser mic, so it just sounds clean. Like the auto did all the work for you, essentially, as Elgato tends to do. And boy, it's clean. Oh, also, by the way, next stream, we are most likely going to be doing Cobalt B's story and then by proxy be able to play her, which I never knew, by the way. I kept saying that there was no way to play a character, like test run them. There is. It's long-winded and you have to push through their story, but still, you get to test the character out, which is cool. So we'll do that for a stream probably next, which I cannot wait because, yes. Oh, yay. Never mind. I thought we were going to do this, but no, because guess what it says? Sounds from afar. You need to complete that quest. I think that's one of the, like, event quests. So if they've ever said, hey, well, maybe. Oh, wait, no, I can. Okay, never mind. I was about to shit all over the game. I just made myself look like a stupid moron. So, fair. Oh, also, I didn't do this quest. Let's do this quest first. I forgot to do my daily. Oh, I forgot to hand in my dailies. It's been such a long time. Lone Syndicate says, I felt and still feel hollow inside. Yes, so to the response of how does Lone Syndicate feel having reached adventure rank 60, it's not enjoyment, it's not satisfaction, it's not triumph, it's hollowness. I felt this way when I got to adventure rank 59. I felt this at adventure rank 55. Adventure rank 50, honestly. 55 is fair. So take your time, Eli. You grind that World of Warcraft, buddy. It's gonna be plenty for you to get to. Although if you can't make ground over time, that's good. If you can just do your dailies, like log in your phone when you're like commuting to work and just bang out those, that'll stitch you pretty. All right, get you enough to make a wish on a couple characters. Stop it. Stop. Nope. Why? Okay, I guess I'm okay. Max says, give me a bit, Grandma, go get some ice cream. Oh, what kind of ice cream? Let me know about it. Dude, it's been such a long time since I've had ice cream. Dude, man, you know what's fucked up? But the whole fasting thing, one of the proxies for fast, like eating one meal a day, by the way, that's what, when I say fasting ever, it means that you have one meal a day. That's my version of what fasting is. But it also, because you have to squeeze in like your daily allotted calories, it makes it so that it's like, I haven't snacked in like well, I just haven't done it in a while. But also, this by proxy of this has just made it hard to snack. Before I just chose not to do it. Now it's like, well, I still am choosing not to because you're not choosing not to eat for fasting. But, but man, like thinking about like, ooh, tonight that sounds good, Max. I'm gonna have an ice cream cone too, delicious. But then after I'm done eating like all of my rice, all of the chicken, and all of the food that I'm done eating, and then my protein on top of it, you feel so bloated that you're like, oh yeah, ice cream on top of that. Because you're trying to get in like fucking 3,000 calories at once. Brutal. At least that's your calories might not be that much, by the way. It's just a metric that I scale that I need to consume because of variables that are in my situation. Lozika says, nah, Grin, that's too far into leaks land. No info for our girl, Daya? The Firewolf girl. Oh, she's fire-based. That's huge. DPS fire-based character. I wonder what she'll be. I don't know. I hope she's not a sword user. Kind of over sword users. It has an ancient desert civilization vibe. Oh, an ancient, the whole desert area look clean. Also, if this is your first time popping in the streams, the streams are not delayed. I just read the top of the chat so that I don't let your wonderful messages go unread. So be patient with me. Thank you. Max says it has an ancient city vibe. Yeah, the desert is huge. I was about to say, it looks huge. Looks very big. Very big. I wonder if it is filled with wishes. Like Tower Fantasy. Anyways, we're not talking about that. But I hope so. I hope so. Genshin's probably like, there's a puzzle that will give you more, and maybe like an artifact. But you know, yeah. What's good? Tai says, hello, what's good, Tai? How are you? Hope having a lovely day. How was your day thus far? What was the best part of it? Something about it. Let's travel back to the place. Eclipse says, nope, pre-register for Inazuma is AR30. That's what it will be. Yeah. Do all the Leeway Archon quests. Yes, you gotta grind all that way through. No, it's quest locked. Yes. People kept telling me about that when they were Inazuma was happening. That were like they were just getting into the game and they were like, what the fuck, man? Like I got this character like Bryden, but I can't even get near her best artifact set because I need to grind all the way up, and she just feels kind of terrible because of that, because her E is not good unless you develop her. You know what I mean? I guess with Raiden though, you can just get her alt, or like just get any sort of energy recharge, and she can kind of get by. But still, Raiden's a bad example. Raiden was always one of the best characters, and now at this point, if you've played Genshin long enough, you know what makes like a game-breaking character, which is like Raiden. What's his name? Not Xiao. Is it Xiao? Yeah, Xiao maybe. The Hoppy Boy. Xiao. I don't think Xiao is right. Xiao is the pogo stick. I'm talking about the bouncy. What's his name? Kazuha. They're fucking cheese grates. Kazuha. Shit. Kazuha. Bennett. Things like that. Anyone who does something generally really good that's like low effort to get but consistently gives you that over time, like Ido and Hoot House will age out because they kind of just do one thing okay, you know, whereas the other ones are just perma good. Give me a sec, let me put this in. Faces also said no, it's quest locked, and Sumeru is even more. Oh really? Oh, like the new Sumeru being this? Is this Sumeru? Is all this Sumeru? Or is this not? Is this the Dendro area? Is Dendro Sumeru? I thought, like is it Fontaine the one thing? I don't know. Regardless, is it Sumeru? I don't think so. Yeah, where does this one set? So did they literally expect you to go like, instead of just like completing the progression line of going all the way to the bottom left, instead they're like, wait, take a beeline all the way down here. Do all this. There's a lot here, by the way. Whew. Then come back up. Take a left. That's just insane to me. That's just batshit. Anyways, let's chip away. I'm not sure, Max, if we can actually do this quest together. We could see. Let's try this. If I can just see my boy Razor for but a moment, I'll be hyped. Absolutely fucking juiced up, alright? Where is it? It's in Leeway. I haven't heard from Razor in such a long time, and the last time we left him, there was a weird fucking love triangle situation. Not really love triangle, just like a love vibe happening with him and Bennett. And I'm curious about, but also he seemed depressed. Razor's always been the character that's like, I'm alone and I'm sad and I kind of don't want anyone to worry about me, so I'm just going to be alone and sad somewhere else. I'm like, that's sad. Stop. Destructive as hell. Eclipse says GRINN is behind on chat. You can't, yeah. You can't test Albedo in his story. Oh, you can't test Albedo. That's true. That's one of the weirder ones. Strange. So wait for his rerun. BRB. Hello. Let's see what it says. It takes longer to level up from AR-55 to AR-60 than it takes to go to 1 to 55. Yeah, man, we know that too much. The fact that I'm close to getting, I'm not close, am I? I'm not close, but I'm at the home stretch. Nah, I'm not. There's still so much to go to 50. 9 to 60 is insane. Oof. Cat says, I'm somewhat still eating. What you eating at the very least? What is on the menu tonight? Tell me, torture me. All right, I haven't eaten anything the whole day. It is currently 6 p.m. for me. Let me know. Bolster my will by being like, well. Yeah, also, give me a sec. I want to hear this just in case Razor's. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be winding down here, but we'll be able to get the tail end of this. I'll intrigue you for those of you guys who haven't gotten into it just yet. The DLC, I mean. Also, I hope this is loud enough. Let's hope it is. Hop up. Hello. Catherine, fuck, I can't.
Let me just confirm. Yes, all tasks on the checklist are complete. Traveler, Paimon, we are grateful for your assistance.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy, Catherine. Also, did y'all cry when you seen Catherine get lit up somehow? Or is that not it? Has that not happened yet? Oh, you having crab fancy? If I say, at least to me, that's crab fancy. Also, I heard today randomly, does anybody know what is gold rice? Whatever it's called? It's like, I think it's like genetically spliced rice that grows easier and has vitamins in it. I was like, that sounds awesome. Then people are like, it's bad for you because it's chemicals or something, or it's genetic intervention. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Losika says, well, we know for sure Daya is a fire. Ooh, Claymore, right. Don't know her actual kit yet. Gotcha. So none of that. Gold rice is kind of gross. Oh, I haven't had it. Does it taste not the same as rice, or does it look just a little weird? It's like, ew, it's like yellow. Little thing says, well, we know. Oh, I read that. Eating. Not sure if we'll be able to do this together, but I'll join when you're done. If you're still on and need me to hop in. Yeah. No, I think we're probably gonna stop in at 10 minutes max. So don't wait on me, but appreciate you. What's good, Jam says, I have gone you. Hell yeah.
You were able to come as soon as we contacted you. Who knows how we would have coped with all these commissions otherwise?
Is this one dying or another one?
Nothing. The last couple of days have been pretty busy, but it was all super easy stuff, like delivering and escorting goods. When we heard that you were short on people, we thought we were going to be in for another long and drawn-out adventure.
Being the seasoned adventurers that you are, it's true that you are suited to work of a much higher caliber than your recent assignments. However, this situation is unavoidable in Mondstadt at this time of year.
Huh? Why's that?
Probably because it's the harvest season. Also, I have done nothing, so you're lying to me, Catherine? You son of a bitch.
That's right. This is the ideal season for harvesting crops and fruits. And for the wine capital of Teyvat, it's also the all-important winemaking season. Farmers are anxious to sell off their fresh produce, and all the major wine merchants are seeking to purchase top-quality ingredients to make new product.
Ah, well, no wonder we keep hearing people talking about wine these days.
Huh? What do you mean? Seriously?
Max asks a very sweet question. Max says, I'm curious what you're up to usually, Grin, when you're not streaming or doing video stuff. Hey, Max. Hey, Max, I love you, buddy. All that I've been doing for the last 3 months is YouTube stuff. So when I end my stream, I have the glamorous, lovely task, which actually it's quite fun, actually. I've grown to like it a lot. But it's research and recon, planning videos, and then for the last 2 hours of my day, so I end the stream at 7 p.m., my last 2 hours, 8 and 9, I spend exercising for 2 hours straight, and then I eat, and then I go to bed. And then I wake up, and I immediately try to start doing research and recon, making videos, getting thumbnails done. The good news is I progressed quite good, I think, in the couple months that I've been doing it. The bad news is that, then I watch anime on the weekends. So that's what I do. But other than that, I do need a hobby because it's sad. Okay, but I'm also I think far happier than most people. So I'm not sure if I should fuck with that too much or judge that too harshly. And back to the story.
Yes, I swear I'm not making this up. The acting Grandmaster wants everyone to gather at headquarters in the main hall. Hurry! We need to leave right now or we'll be late.
Yeah, well, as long as it got me exercising and watching anime, that's fair. Learning YouTube. It's usually for the last 3 months, or month and a half, 2 months maybe. It's been YouTube, learn other people talk about YouTube, learn how to succeed at YouTube, learn how to capture people's attention, learn how to phrase things properly, learning how to do story development, all at once, which has been a lot. I'm doing my best.
Hey, wait up!
But thank you for asking, Max. It's a lovely question. Not too often I get a question like that.
Why do those 2 knights look
Ooh,
so...
I haven't seen him in a long time. There's Kaya. Man, you deserve a skin, Kaya.
Well, hello there. If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. What a rare pleasure.
Kaya! Just the person we need! Why is everyone running off to the Knights of Favonia's headquarters all of a sudden?
He's like, they haven't written me in the story in an eternity, all right? Hi, good to see you. Did you notice I wasn't here? Max says, I'm surprised, Grin isn't the grind off camera type. What does that mean? Oh, me? Oh, no, dude, I'm a different, yeah, like, the person I am here is the person who I am, but I'm also like what do you call it? I'm obsessive, badly, like very bad. Like I find it, I love people to death, but I find it very hard to maintain friendships because I'll go 2 weeks or 3 weeks without talking to like mostly anybody because I'm so focused into whatever I'm into at that time. Fun fact, what I'm into right now, my like whenever kind of like gap in between rendering a video or researching something, I spend my time looking at various trends on YouTube just for fun. I recently, and you guys are sick of hearing about it, but I recently, Max, went down the electric unicycle rabbit hole of YouTube, which has been a blast. And it's been a very good like break from grinding on, not even grind, I hate the term grinding also, but I very much do enjoy that bit, focusing on stuff.
Don't worry, this isn't one of those occasions where you need to come to everyone's rescue. All that's happened is that the Knights of Favonius have just received a letter from the Grand Master. Acting Grand Master Jean will be convening a meeting in the main hall shortly to go through it.
Yeah, I give Lone City. Okay, we're not even to the story right now, but Lone City kind of nailed it. Where like I give you guys updates on stream, but also mentally, I'm fully aware that most people don't give a shit, and also it is probably in my best interest to not tell you about anything I'm learning and just be like, we're just trying stuff. Because when I tell you about like the intricacies of CTR and watch time and hooking people in the first 30 seconds. You will watch my other videos and be like, oh, he's doing the thing. And it becomes less, it's like almost when you don't know something is happening, it's easier for it to happen. When someone's pulling you into a video, if I tell you that I'm doing that, it kind of, you start looking for it and you're like, he's doing the thing. It's like a magician telling you how the trick is done. But I can't help it. I like to, when I talk about stuff, it clarifies it in my head.
Wait,
So.
hold on a second. What did you say again?
The Knights of Favonius received a letter from the Grand Let's do that.
The Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius? Isn't that Varka? The leader of that legendary expedition?
Oh shit! So is this a new potential Mondstadt 5-star?
So, what did
Varka?
Varka say in the letter?
Maybe.
How's the expedition going? When are they getting back?
Oh, so interested in our Grand Master all of a sudden? Never knew you were such a gossip.
Ooh, a cat says, "GRINN, what you do usually we usually do Tower Fantasy. Usually, every single usually we do Tower Fantasy. We play with viewers. We do our dailies. Tower Fantasy is also a game that has so much content. It's also free to play. So if you want to jump in and try it, it's good. It can be on your mobile phone or PC. Unfortunately, can't be on console just yet. Eventually, it'll probably get there. but for right now, that's what we do. We can play games. It's got great flushed out co-op stuff. Because it's kind of like built off the MMO background, which is cool. And yeah, I've been really enjoying that just for the community's feel, and also the it does a lot more things for quality of life than I think Genshin does in terms of like just being able to traverse easier. You can summon a mount, go faster, stuff like that. But yeah. Also, I want to eventually we're gonna turn our Share GRINN channel into like a meme-ish reaction stuff, fun, whatever you guys want kind of thing, whatever works essentially. But I would like GRINN. So we have a lot of channels. We have GRINN, which is our streaming channel, which is also my personal use channel. Whichever if I see a book and I like it and I read it and I want to talk to you guys about it, I usually upload it here. It's kind of also the streaming channel. GRINN's a streaming channel. We have Brothers GRINN, and then we have Share GRINN. 2 other channels, one with gaming, one with memes and anime. Right now is what it usually is, or it is right now. But I would like to make both of those channels feed into streaming. So this to be a hub where my community can kind of converge, hang out, share and experiences, play together, laugh together, that kind of thing. So eventually, my hope is that I'll be good about managing both of those to the extent which I can create an audience in both of them and then funnel them into our streams, with some streams being where we play games as a community together, and then other videos or then other streams be a place where we can sit down, look at memes, react to anime trailers, talk about anime maybe, whatever you want, that kind of thing. So that's curious about my overall hope for the next couple months. Right now I'm just starting out on my GRINN channel, or Brothers GRINN channel, sorry. I'm just streaming as business as usual, but I haven't really got to break down streaming to be good at it yet. To like research what's good and what's not, that kind of stuff. Doing that with Brothers GRINN right now. It's kind of like training ground for the rest. Thank you for asking.
Oh, pretty hard not to get hyped up after hearing that. Besides, the expedition has been going on for ages, and we still never heard a single thing about what they're up to.
The acting Grand Master is very gracious in her appraisal. Varka brought quite a bit of trouble to those around him on the road to becoming a legend. I'll have to tell you about it sometime.
Jammer says, "Are you wishing for Nahida?" No. I'm wishing for nobody. I'm wishing for... Oh, actually, maybe. Is that the Dendro Archon? Then maybe.
After all, it's been quite a long time since your last visit.
Thank you for hanging up, Max. We're going to wind down too as soon as we're out of this cutscene. Bye, Catherine. I love you. I hope you don't die. I hope that was just a cool editing trick. Or if it is, it's the Catherine that I haven't met yet. And I can calcify my emotions to not get invested. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your night. Let me catch up on chat before we wind down completely. Kat says, "I just finished eating. Gotta go eating again?" What? You gonna go eat more? Thanks for answering the numerous questions. No, Max, I love it. Otherwise, it's usually me being like, I gotta think of what does my dumb ass want to say. So when someone asks something, it's like, oh shit. I appreciate it, yeah. But I like GRINN updates on the learning. Well, that probably won't stop. But I probably will wait until like maybe like the last couple minutes of streams. That way people start leaving. Like whenever I start saying we're gonna start winding down, everybody leaves. Because it's like when people start saying the outro, people are just accustomed to leaving. But that's when I'll be like, I'm gonna leave. Here's the updates on my thing as I'm learning. So, and the anime he's into or watching, and even watching the same anime at the same time. Oh, you mean like watching it on stream or something? That'd be interesting. Oh, Jammer says, yes, that's a Dendro Archon. Yeah, we're going to be going for her then. Apparently, Lone Singed saying that she's getting... Shut the fuck up, you're so loud. Fucking Christ. Anyway, sorry. He's not loud for you because I have it noise gated, but Jesus. Anyways, Jammer says, yes, that's the Archon. Yeah, probably then. I probably will be going hard in the paint. Also, let's get the no. Oh yeah, just probably misunderstood you then. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we will be playing Cobalt B's story. I hope somebody shows up. I know it's always weird when we do story plays. It's good for people who are like want to watch past broadcasts because they're like, "What's this? Let's experience this together." And then other people are like, "You're spoiling it for me," and they never do it ever because they'll just wait until the character comes out. But we're doing that tomorrow. Also, probably we'll grinding maybe some Fortress Clash and stuff like that after we're done doing that. But I really want to play Cobalt B just to get a feel for her to see if I'm off in like her being as cool as I think she's gonna be to play. Like we did just. Oh yeah, like that, yeah. I think it would be cool to also do the series though, in terms of like converging our channels together within GRINN being kind of like this community hub, to make videos. For instance, the one that I would sit on the couch and I just basically talk to you guys about the anime, to have you as like the third person in that, talking about what you guys think about it as well, would be kind of cool to have a convergence of those series, I suppose, and make you guys also a part of it would be cool, because again, I'm rationalizing it through my own thought process, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. But also, editing helps with those kinds of videos because my thought process can also be jumbled sometimes, and I need to edit out me thinking on things. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I hope I can see you on tomorrow's stream. It is Friday. We'll be streaming, of course, Tower Fantasy, and again, Cobalt B. Hopefully, I can see you there. But before you leave me, there's a video over on Brothers GRINN channel, which essentially is a Tower Fantasy video about should you pull for Cobalt B and or why people are so excited for her. Go check that out if you so desire. Thank you kindly for your time, and goodbye.